Awesome. Would you? I hope you had a restful night, Barrister.
In fact, it was a beautiful one.
Awesome.
You know the rain started.
Yes, in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night.
So made the weather
it made the sleep sweeter.
I'm sure it must have been a struggle to get up this morning. But hey. Okay. All right. So you're welcome, Barrister. We're looking through some more headlines this morning, and in the Tribune newspaper, where we've got more headlines this morning. Bajabi Amila transmits Armed Forces Trust Fund. Southwest Commission bills 18 others to Senate for concurrence. That's in the Tribune newspaper this morning. Ikoyi collapsed building, one more body retrieved. Total now 43. That is according to the Lagos State government. Also in the papers this morning, hashtag, okay, well, this one, let's be back to this one. But, well, we haven't got too much time. So let's start with the Mena story, because as I'm sure Barrister wants to tell us a thing or two, and then Plato will have his own thoughts on this as well. The Federal High Court, sitting in Abuja yesterday, convicted and sentenced the former chairman of the defunct Pension Reform Task Team, PRTT, Mr. Abdurrashid Maina, to 8 years in prison for money laundering. The court, in the judgment delivered by Justice Okong Abang, found Maina guilty on all the 12-count charge the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission preferred against him and his company, Common Impute Property and Investment Limited. It held that the anti-graft agency successfully established the essential ingredients of offences contained in the charge beyond reasonable doubt. Justice Abang held that the sentence would run concurrently with effect from October 25th, 2019, which was the day the defendants were arraigned. So let's say about 5 years left. And he ordered Maina and his firm to forfeit about 2.1 billion naira traced to their bank accounts, as well as some monies as well in dollars to the federal government, after which he directed that the company should be wound up. Now, we know, and I'm sure our listener, you know as well, that obviously when it comes to legal matters, it's not about emotions. But then I'm always wondering, especially when it comes to government issues like this, is it that we get really bad lawyers? Because I know it's about how the case is argued and evidence and all of that. Because how, after all this man has done, is it that he has ended up just getting, at the end of the day, maybe about 5 years in prison? Plato, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think the first thing is at least we should give it to the EFCC for doing a good job this time around. This is one of the things some of us have always said, that beyond the whole media trial that we always see, why not dot your I's and cross your T's before you arraign people in court? It's quite disheartening that you arraign, persons in court and you don't even have strong evidence,
big fishes
or
for that matter,
you arraign
yes.
them, and while arraignment is on, that's when you're still gathering evidence. It's quite funny, and that's why a lot of times some of these people get off the hook. And I think this would also be a pointer to the likes, the Minas of this world. But as we would always say, Mina is just an example. There are many others who possibly are in the good books of this administration and are not, are still enjoying a kind of a covering, which should not be. So I feel that we should. Now, what has happened to, the Babashir Lawal's case? Up till now, we seem to be dragging. And one interesting dimension of it is that if there's any Lord of the Bench that seem to be always in public notice, it is Justice Okonabang. Whether for most times for the good reasons, but then we seem to be getting some judgments served from a stable, and for me it's quite interesting. I hope that we are not also trying to create a political dimension to whatever comes, from the bench of this judge. But then, like I said earlier, it's a good one, and of course, one would expect that Mena would always appeal at the matter. But one other interesting dimension of the whole story was the way prison officials and EFCC officials were jostling to have him after the judgment had been served.
What was that?
And then I was wondering, what is the business of EFCC after a judgment has been served? But then someone said jokingly yesterday, he said, well, it is all for the crumbs. Whoever has him has the crumbs that will fall off his table. So you already understand what that means. It means that the man will be in prison, but not in prison.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me take off from where Plateau stopped. And that is to first and foremost correct an impression concerning the integrity of Justice Abang.
Okay.
That is one of the best judges in Nigeria today. I have had the privilege of appearing before him, and I think he's doing a wonderful job.
Okay.
All right. Yes, he may have been in the news in controversial cases and what have you, but Justice Abang is a fantastic, he's a fantastic judge. Now, having said that, you see, the other point about the sentence being this low, again, like Plato rightly said, it is always garbage in, garbage out.
Okay.
It is what you feed into the system that it processes, So it is what you take before a judge.
Right.
So you would look at the charge. The judge cannot act beyond the scope of the law.
But what does that mean? Because even we who are out here, we have seen certain things that have come out that we. So is it that the judge too does not?
Public court in the air.
Okay.
Public court in the air, But when it is a court established in accordance with the law,
right,
it must act in accordance with the law. Don't forget that it is not just the law.
Okay.
The judges or the courts are also bound by rules of procedure.
Okay.
And it is a charge that is brought before the court. Don't forget.
Whatever is before the judge.
Whatever the law says.
Right.
The law, the crime is spelled out in written law. And himself, no one can take advantage of his own wrongdoing. I think he got his just desserts. Yes, many of us would have. It is so painful, and I
Hush puppy, Chuk, even with the way America is treating his case.
Yes.
I feel, in my own opinion, mine is, it's just...
Well, I think it's about our laws. Barrister also made allusion to that. Our laws differ, particularly when it concerns things like this. Now, the question is, you remember the very early case in the early life of this Fourth Republic, the Salisu Buhari case,
yes,
for forgery, and then it was...
with the prosecuting agencies, because before you go to court, but Plato alluded to it, he said something, close to it. Before you go to court, you ought to be very sure, what you are taking there.
Okay.
Because a man is deemed innocent until proven guilty. And to prove him guilty, you are expected to do that
beyond reasonable doubt.
Beyond reasonable doubt.
Okay.
All right? So I think EFCC and other prosecuting agencies try to be careful. You don't want to take enough to get a conviction. So they also have, sometimes it can be very, very difficult. Sometimes it can be very, very tight. Witnesses that you need may refuse, to appear in court. Evidence may have been destroyed, So
yeah. At the end of the day, it's not even just about, I'm sure there are pensioners who died because this man refused.
Well, I think, again, there will be no punishment that would really be, or it does not necessarily seek sufficiency. It only seeks adequacy. And adequacy in the sense that at least that for anyone who commits this crime. Now, for instance, there is a case, forfeiture is in part of the judgment and the likes, that it would serve as, even if you have acquired all those things. Right. And, of course, this company has been told to wind up. So that's a huge, loss on it. But I bring my argument that beyond these holding sentences that we give for corruption cases, Norway, for instance, wound down its correctional facilities because it feels there is a reduction, that the better
the people were not committing crimes again.
the better the prison, and of course the better people get reformed. Principle: if a governor of your state is a former governor of your state is tried for corruption cases, and you make him to come sweep the streets as part of his punishment, right, that he comes sweep. It has a way, even if he does not feel ashamed, his children, his cousins, the nieces, the nephew. You see, so that shaming principle, we may begin to. I still propose this, that we may begin to look at the shaming principle. A man, for instance, could be taken to where he's most popular, and then the judge would sentence him and ensure that he engages in community service to serve
convicted criminal here. As long as he's
Ronke,
a big man,
Ronke,
I'm sure people there, they will help.
It's a big man, but people are always careful about the shame factor. Barrister,
let me tell you, if this community sentencing we're talking about, knowing the kind of country we live in, if you sentence him to go and be sweeping Molete,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You sit there. Because even in some of this, the prison sentence is got. According to people.
Yes.
He's probably lounging somewhere getting VIP.
Somebody
So what's the deterrent? How will more
somebody
people?
is in the correctional center. He does not sleep where,
exactly.
where government has provided. He goes to clubhouses. So you see, the system is faulty. We have a big problem. What we have seen so far portrays a nation that is lacking in the requisite will to prosecute corruption cases, despite that fact that corruption is sinking this country. Corruption is killing this country. But we appear to lack the will, to tackle it frontally. Because even the government of Buhari that came in on that mantra, you can see...
And I think the danger of this is that now, particularly with the failure of the Buhari administration, people have now come to accept that corruption is not a problem in Nigeria, which is quite dangerous.
Exactly.
Before the Buhari administration came on board, we all accepted that corruption was a major, a Hydra-headed problem we need to deal with. But then when the Buhari administration unnecessarily or unusually simplified it by having some set of people who were the touch nuts, and then having some set of people who were like the scapegoats, people started assuming or concluding that corruption may then necessarily not be our problem. And that's what we see around now. People say, now, when we talk about governance, discourse around governance, discourse on corruption is beginning to take a back seat.
It's a pity because
as if we no longer witness issues around corruption again.
Aside that, the policies of government appear to engender corruption. A man is being paid 30,000 naira per month, and a bag of rice sells for 32,000 naira. A bag of beans sells for 50,000 naira.
What do you think he's doing to keep himself?
And this man comes to the office every day. His transportation cost for a month is about 20,000 naira. And, so when you put all of this together, where do you think he gets the extra? So by our policies too, we appear to engender, that spirit of corruption.
Okay, I'm not sure we'll have to take a short commercial break. Let me race through some headlines real quickly, and then we will take some other stories. Deduction of $418 million Paris club unlawful. This is in the Tribune newspaper this morning. From the Guardian newspaper, Anambra Guba, Soludo leads, INEC concludes poll Tuesday. Also in the papers, Ondo PDP flays Akeredolu over Unimed tuition increment. Ogun 2023, battle for APC political structure intensifies. Also find the paper this morning, Nigeria is expecting too much from Mr. President, says Fashola. We'll take a short commercial break. It is straight from the dailies, and when we come back, there's an interesting story here as well, where a group is urging Tinubu, the Asiwaju, to step down presidential ambition for Osinbajo. We'll be right back, don't go away.
My guy, see, I heard there's this gay app that does everything for you. Yeah, Sonny, you've come again, oh. Oh, guy, this one na confirm gist. Look, I had to download this app to see for myself. I was able to chat with my friends, make video calls. Other apps are doing it now. See, you can even get latest songs, games. Really? See, I can go on. Sonny, what's the name of this app, Seth?
Ayoba. Download Ayoba, your all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, share, play, and listen to music. Enjoy free 700 megabyte data weekly on MTN. Sponsored by Ayoba. Download the Ayoba app today. Ayoba app is available on iOS and Google Play Store.
I bet you think this is going to be one of those ads where someone says, introducing, to sell some new improved product to you.
But we feel there are more important things in life, like driving carefully on rainy days to avoid splashing water on pedestrians.
Or stopping to help someone change a flat tire.
Because what really matters is being the change.
Lipton Yellow Label Tea. Awaken to what really matters.
Remember the name, Arenax Plus.
Arenax Plus is a name to remember when you need to beat malaria with ease. Arenax Plus is a combination of artemether and lumefantrine and is effective in the treatment of malaria in adults and children. So the next time malaria strikes, remember the name Arenax Plus. Arenax Plus beats malaria with ease. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see a doctor. Available in pharmacies near you. Arenax Plus is a quality product from Swiffer.
Hot, tender, fresh, delicious.
Oga, what's up with you? You've been so animated
Man, you won't understand. I'm just so excited. KFC keeps innovating the 5-in-1 meal combo. I'm spoiled for choice. Now I can choose between French fries or Yummy-licious.
Wow. Let's head to the nearest KFC for that 5-in-1 combo.
Enjoy a world of options with a 5-in-1 meal from KFC. Get the original Nigeria Yummy-licious in a mouth-watering combo with other amazing meals. Available at all KFC outlets nationwide. You can also order on Jumia Food. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
It's hot. It's nationwide. Online and offline. The biggest sales of the year 2021. It's Konga Yakata. From 11th November to 12th December. Don't miss it. Konga, the e-commerce group you trust.
Golden Mon, your favorite breakfast cereal, is 35 years. Made in Niger, for Niger, by Niger. Now see us from Niger to the world.
Global now.
All thanks to you. So let's celebrate this journey with over 35 million in cash and prizes. Just return 2 empty 900-gram Heritage Edition sachets to your closest redemption center for an instant prize and a chance to be a millionaire. Visit the Golden Morn Nigerian pages on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Golden Morn, make every day amazing.
This weekend, predict the scores of 6 football fixtures and you could win 50 million naira for free. What's more, even if you miss the jackpot, there is still 1 million naira for the player with the closest predictions each week. So, could that be you? Visit www.superpicks.com today and start predicting. Terms and conditions apply. Super Picks. Play for free. Win for real.
To all the children of the world, standing tall and trying to grow. You can have it when it's warm, and then sing this song. I love my Indomie, Indomie, Indomie. Yes, I love my Indomie.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Yes, children love Indomie.
Look everywhere, look in different places. So many people winning all over the world. The time has come, the moment we've been fighting for. So many women winning all over the world. So stand up, cause you can, and you can. You are the spice, you are the seasoning. You got the recipe, you can be whatever you want. Yes, you are the flavor, as beautiful as the rainbow. You got the recipe, you can do whatever you want.
You have the recipe. What will you make?
With Maggie, cook the difference.
Uncle Dentist, what can be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shay, they use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth, they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Wow, it's here.
What's that? What's here?
To help us fight germs and provide the right protection for every family.
Introducing the new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer to help you fight germs every day.
Mom, now I can clean up germs that touch my hand and be fine, right?
Yes, son, you can, because Maxi 20 will keep you protected.
Yippee!
Maxi 20. War on germs. Another quality product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Make you join the Obunge Yellow Awoof giveaway. The Jollificate with extra 500% bonus anytime when you recharge with 100 naira or more on top free time when you recharge 100 naira or more on top MTN Yafu Yafu. So turn up Awoof with a burst brain.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Welcome back. It is still straight from the dailies on Splash 105.5 FM. We are the Integrity Station and we're reaching you live from the Big Brown Roof city called Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State. It is right now 6:59. Let's take a few more headlines. Bumpy rides, deep potholes, hilly paths and eroded portions are some defining features of the 1 kilometer road which connects Eyin Grammar Road to Adeyemo layout in the Molete area of Ibadan. The road links many streets in the neighborhood with over 5,000 residents. Daily, these residents go through hell and agony to reach their destinations in this area. And of course, they're lamenting with this headline saying we have been cut off. Molete residents cry over poor roads in Ibadan. But let's leave that there. If you have a reaction to that, you can text or call us on 0809 155 1055, 0809 155 1055. Also in the headlines real quickly this morning, Boko Haram attacks military base in Borno. This is in the Guardian newspaper this morning. Also with regards to security, this is a story from Ondo State where 6 days after the 32 Artillery Brigade at Akure dismantled all checkpoints in Ondo State, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has assured the residents of the state that there is no cause for alarm. Akeredolu said that contrary to fears from some quarters that the action of the army would jeopardize the security architecture of the state, security of life and property could only get better. He spoke at the Cocoa Conference Hall of the Governor's Office while playing host to the participants of Course 30 of the National Defense College, Abuja, and also, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Security Matters, Alhaji Jimo Dujimo, spoke with the Guardian on the dismantling of army checkpoints and state of security across the state. Dujimo noted that other security personnel, including the State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, had been deployed to the various checkpoints to beef up security of life and property. I think, Plato, you noticed that en route.
Yes, I noticed it on Saturday, and I got worried while I was going to Akure. I noticed that at Ronke, where there was a military checkpoint, they were not there. And of course, and then I noticed that even in just like a border town to Ondo, in Oshun, just around Jabu, there used to be a checkpoint too. I didn't see that. And yesterday, I saw in news that it was because the government, the Ondo State government, had an issue with the military. Okay. But from all indications, I don't think that is the case. But the most important thing now, yes, there are police officers there who have also turned that place to, a source of revenue. And for me, I think what they are doing there is not a security check, but rather more of raising revenues for themselves. And it's quite unfortunate. Now, the question is, and maybe again that brings us to the question of the role of the military. We seem to have been so fixated on having the military as, the real of ensuring that security of lives and property, which is as a result of our military years and over. But then, because we have not empowered our police enough, we have not also trained them enough. Remember when Erdogan, when there was a coup against Erdogan by the military in Turkey, we saw that it was even the police that thwarted that coup. It tells you of a well-equipped police. And I think we should get to that point where we have equipped our police officers and we have trained them, because that's also one thing. We can equip them, and if we have not trained them, it's still going to be back to the same old thing. So we need to equip them. Now, how many people will trust police officers coming to render help? That's a serious issue.
You feel safer against
exactly when you see, and again, even these criminal minds are also emboldened when they see police officers. But there's always a jittery when army officers are always there. So we may begin to look at it. May be a long-term process, but we need to get to this point. It is a police that is saddled with the responsibility of civic, ensuring security of lives and property. The army should be for defense of our borders and the likes. But we have gotten to this point. The question is, how do we get out of it?
How do we get out of it?
I beg to disagree.
Okay.
With Plato on that.
Right.
The military is also there to assist in quelling insurrection within the borders, of the country. And deploying the military to do that by the federal government is not out of place. It is just unfortunate.
Barrister, these are not the borders now.
No, I said within, no, not the borders per se.
Right.
In the land, even in the land.
You should see the military men.
But in this case, we have the military almost taking over.
No, it is not as a matter of course. Right. I do agree that the police is
absolutely their role
is underfunded, but that is those are not the issues. They are unrelated to the real issues. The real issue is that the governors are weakened under this arrangement. I mean, everybody is out there talking about security, looking out for the role of the governor, what the governor should do and not do. But to me, I still see them as bloody weaklings. Now you can see the military can just out of nowhere take a decision that can jeopardize the interest of a state. The interest of a state. Why? Because they are loyal or they are responsible to one officer somewhere in Abuja. And Nigerians have seen through this. That's why majority are calling. Even the police you are talking about. The police are still not under the control of the governor. We saw what happened here in Oyo State, where they said they were fighting Sheyi Makinde, and because of that, they left their duty posts. All right? So, but would that happen if, for instance, there was a state police? I have always been an antagonist of state police, considering the kind of politicians that we have. But the exigencies of the times have made us shift, gear. That right now, we need state police to be able to provide the needed security for our state. Because it is not forthcoming with the military, you can see what they're doing again now. On a route that people are daily experiencing the audacious activities of bandits. Now, they're moving on.
Let's go to our people, because I'm sure they're itching to contribute to our conversation today. Let's take this call actually before we take some text messages. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm Olushola Julius.
Olushola Julius, good to have you here this morning. Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, Barrister.
Oh,
good morning, Plato.
Good morning.
Ronke, you said you're going to bring up an issue of somebody asking Tinubu to step down for Shibaju.
Right.
And you didn't say that again. But now, on the lighter mood, Mr. Ahmed Bola Tinubu needs to sit back and play the role he has been playing as the party leader, national leader of his party. Although nobody gave him that position and he allocated that position to himself, but at least he should sit at the back and make sure that the party does not collapse. He is trying to bring himself out for political position now. For me, in my own opinion, there's no need for that. He should play the fatherly role he's playing. If you check at him very well, Baba is still frail. He still needs to rest, take a rest. He cannot walk very well. He should rest, take the back seat and rest, and advise people they have been advising, and bring out people that are capable. There are other questions you need to answer. So you should sit at the back. All this one they are saying that they want to do because of him is not needful. You should sit down and plan with others, and Nigeria will be better. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Olushola Julius. All right, let's take this comment on Facebook from Abiodun Falaye. He says, good morning, Ronnie. I'm sorry to say this Ibadan has a bad road network, unlike Osun State, that they can even tie or palo. The state, he says, he says the state needs to do more to fix this road. Elsie Morales says, good morning. My concern is, where did the other two buses flee to? What kind of weapons were being ferried in those buses that escaped? How many more buses with armed bandits have snuck into Oyo, Ogun, Lagos, or Osun and Ekiti states? It seems more people are preparing for 2023 in a radical, non-conventional way. God help us. Olakunle Akinshewa says, good morning, everyone. What about other criminals walking freely on the streets? I feel the reason why Mina's case couldn't be swept under the carpet is because he's most probably not in their good books. Hello, good morning. Okay, says this is my personal view, and I stand to be corrected. It's imperative I mention here that I condemn his act in its totality, but truth be told, government should be bold and transparent enough to bring justice to all these scrupulous elements. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Who's speaking, please? Hello, good morning. I can hear you. Okay, not anymore. All right. Okay, why can we not hear him? That's strange. Okay, this text here says, good morning on Justice Abanga. I doubt if he is doing well, as said by barrister. Remember, he was lampooned severally by appeal court justices for badly handling Ali Modu Sherif's case against PDP in Ondo State then, and of Olisa Metu's case. I think Mena should have been sent to life imprisonment. All right, Boyga, thank you very much. This text says, good morning on bad roads in Ibadan. There's a very bad portion at Yano Church at Alabebe. Alabebe. Okay, fine. All right. Alabebe from in Alakia area. There should be road maintenance agency to patrol the road at least once a month to avoid accident on this road. Charles, yes, in an ideal situation. All right. This text says, good morning, Splash. Malami has turned himself to God. Jehovah is our witness. Chief from Ibadan. All right, thank you very much. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
What's your name, please?
This is the fact that it's
Okay, success. All right, go ahead.
Okay, this is the fact of the first people.
Oh, Mobasho.
Oh, we said Mobasho.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning. Please, my take this morning is about the issue of minor. Something is wrong with our system in this country. Someone that's stealing billions of naira is now sentenced 8 years imprisonment. Which kind of country is this? Which kind of constitution is this, for God's sake? Nigeria are fed up for all these problems. Good morning, have a nice day.
I think that is why majority of concerned Nigerians were advocating for a separate court to try corruption cases. But like I said, the absence of that will not get us to El Dorado. Okay. So unfortunate. And then again, on local government roads in Oyo State, I don't know what is happening, Ronke. I don't know. Successive governments appear to think the only roads that is good for the people are those major roads.
Barrister, what is even happening to the major roads? UI to Songo is in a terrible shape, particularly when you just move past what's it called, the Yanobodija side of it. In fact, the road has caved in, and I think that was a road done by the Akala administration. Right. So if you begin to move even the major roads,
the question I am asking now is, where are these local governments? Are they non-existent?
Right. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning.
Yeah,
what's your name, please?
Why are we having bad roads in this country? It's because we don't have structure.
Okay.
We don't have good structure. That's why we are having bad roads here and there. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you, Mobasho.
You know,
right.
Plato, I don't know what is happening.
Let's keep the calls coming. I mean, it's
majority of the local government roads are in terrible.
Barrister, what do we expect the local governments to do when the governors have intentionally crippled and killed them?
Good morning,
Good morning, Reverend Koye. How are you today?
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning.
Good morning, Reverend.
Yes, is it Marina or Marina? Or Marina? I don't know which one. Like Plato said, kudos to EFCC. But as far as I am concerned, I'm not giving them complete kudos yet. I want EFCC to go after anyone who has got over 1 million naira in their account and find out where they got that money. I said, Baba Buhari, one of the reasons why I voted Baba is the corruption fight. Corruption, as you are talking about bad roads. All the road that Akala built did not last 1 year. Same as many of those that are Jimoh did. They construct buildings, roads, projects, even the borehole. Borehole doesn't last 9 months and it crashed. Corruption has eaten deep into the fabric of Nigerian system. Let EFCC go after those who have more than 100 million in their account. Find out where they have got it. Then I can see that this administration is fighting corruption. Secondly, on the issue of Asiwaju, like my friend Olusola Julio said, I am fully in support of Baba taking the back seat. And I want to say, there is no one as qualified for the job than Professor Oshibajo, as he has rightly mentioned. If there's any Yoruba man at all who is capable, who is knowledgeable enough, but I am not in support of election in 2023. Let us sit down and decide direction for Nigeria. Good morning.
All right, thank you very much, Reverend Koye. We appreciate your calling in today. All right, thank you for your calls. All right, let's take this last text. Unfortunately, we haven't got time anymore for telephone calls. So let me just take some of these text messages here. This text here says, on my night, it is not surprising to me that the judgment he got. We have seen criminality as a way of life in Nigeria. We cannot continue with APC or PDP in this country, as they have done a lot of havoc. We have to free ourselves from this slavery. I will advise Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu to go and take care of himself. You cannot have everything. Nigerians, please emancipate yourself from this slavery. All right, Charles, once again, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Barrister.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Plateau. We appreciate you joining us as well on the program, straight from the dailies. Don't forget to join us. Sports Bang is coming up next. And then at 8 o'clock, we're going beyond the surface with an interesting topic about taking charge of your personal finance. We have a personal finance expert that'll be joining me on the show today. So join me at 8. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good morning.
Splash FM 105.5. Make you join the Obunge Yellow Awoof giveaway. They jollificate with extra 500% bonus anytime when you recharge with 100 naira or more on top MTN Better Talk. And if you like everyday Awoof, na star 888 hash, you go take recharge to enjoy 600% Awoof bonus on top MTN Awoof for you and enjoy 700% extra bonus every time when you recharge 100 naira or more on top MTN Yafu Yafu. So turn up Awoof with the boost brain.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Comfort?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pains will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
It's hot. It's nationwide, online and offline. The biggest sales of the year 2021. It's Konga Yakata from 11th November to 12th December. Don't miss it. Konga, the e-commerce group you trust.
Àwọn tó kán létí wọn mọ ohun tó dára o. Kásìsì máa ni wọ́n ń lò. Kásìsì ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ òde òní náà fi ṣe. Kásìsì ó dára kì máa í mòrú. Ó tún ṣe ege sí odi ìwò tẹ́ bá fẹ́ o. Ó lè kókó. Ó dára ó rẹwà ó lànà pẹ́. Ó lè kókó. Ó dára ó rẹwà ó lànà pẹ́. Prestige wà. Lẹ́gẹ̀dì gan ìyẹn ò lẹ́gbẹ́. Diamond wà. Crystal pẹ̀lú Supreme tó dára. Ilé iṣẹ́ Nigerite ló ṣe wọ́n jáde o. Nigerite Calcicil kò táwọn yọjú.
Calcicil sílẹ̀ tí ilé iṣẹ́ Nigerite fìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ayé òde òní gbé jáde. Ó rẹwà, ó le koko, ó lálòpẹ́. Bàbá ń bari ẹ̀ ní pé kì í mòoru. Ó yàtọ̀ láwùjọ àwọn sílẹ̀. Ó tún ṣe gẹ́sì ìpele ìpele. Bẹ́ẹ̀ owó rẹ̀ mọ̀ níwọ̀nba. Ó sì wà ní gbogbo ilé ìtajà Nigerite jákèjádò Nàìjíríà. Nigerite Calcicil ó ju sílẹ̀ lásán lọ.
Why is this television signal clear? What? Since yesterday? And this fridge isn't cold? I can't believe this.
Okay, I could barely sleep last night because of this noisy generator.
Wahala for who don't see original electronics buy.
Solar
Solat Telecoms and Electronics Store, the Jagaban of phones and electronics, is the one-shop place to get quality original electronic appliances at the lowest price this season. In fact, Solat is currently offering you 20% end-of-the-year discount of flat-screen TVs, deep freezers, generators, air conditioners, washing machines, gas cookers, and other appliances. What are you waiting for?
Visit Solat Electronics Showroom today at Obafemi Awolowo Way, J. Allen Dube, Balloon Building, Abayomi Bus Stop, Iwo Road, Solat Mega Store, Mokola, and Challenge, and other outlets.
Call Solat Electronics today on 0701-684-1630 or 0907-434-9785.
Offer on while stock lasts.
Solat Electronic Awoof Sales. You deserve the best.
I bet you think this is going to be one of those ads where someone says, introducing, to sell some new improved product to you.
But we feel there are more important things in life, like driving carefully on rainy days to avoid splashing water on pedestrians.
Or stopping to